Hey, it's Bill Smith. Welcome back to part two. We're going to pick up right where we left off. Right there, number 20, we have a comment about they have footage of a cabinet member from a previous administration hurting a child. We all know what that means. But the next one, 21, media indictments coming. Large quantity of media involved with some very dark, disgusting things. Corruption, willfully sharing fake news in exchange for money, or other far more deviant and disgusting things. This is the reason they fought so hard against POTUS. Anderson Cooper looks nervous. And if you look at his family, who is he from? He's from a famous family. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I saw him with his mom on TV, and all the anchors were like kissing her ass. I have no idea who this woman is, but supposedly that pool, the pool that's in the picture, the paintings, the Podesta paintings of all those tortured kids with the tiling in the background, that's from their pool. That's from Anderson Cooper's family estate pool. Anderson Cooper is not his real name, by the way, if you didn't know that. So this is cool to see. This is good stuff. Number 22, where was Obama during Benghazi? NSA has the answer. I brought up Benghazi on my last video. I think it's one of the things that they might reopen an investigation into. And it says, the Hammer raw intel has Obama and several others in a certain place. Hammer pings all cells and mapped who was present and their location and more. Hammer is a supercomputer. And I bet this is like, I don't know this for sure, but I've heard about this technology that they can use cell phones to like a sound ping, and they can use. If you ever seen the new Batman, that explains it. Okay, the fact that they have that technology in Batman makes me think they already have that technology existing. So take it as you would, but right now he's saying that they do stuff like that. So that's awesome. So I'm wondering about this, and this is ultra important. This is how I found this thread. During Benghazi, Hillary was at her satanic ritual. You heard that right. Okay, if you're new to this stuff, you heard that right. Hillary satanic ritual. Go look it up. They don't allow cell phones at that event with many quote-unquote celebs. Obama was somewhere else, not allowed to state where, as it's part of something he's not authorized to say. They are screwed. Trump has the intel. Yeah. 2 more huge, major news organizations are on the hit list as far as being raided. That's just coming, just like Newsweek. If you missed this, man, Newsweek just got raided, their offices, and from what I heard, they were in there taking pictures of the computer serial numbers. So they know. It sounds like they've never been in that office before, but they know the serial numbers on the computers that had the information they were looking for. So I'm not going to go back into this. It's too long for this short video. I don't want to waste your time. But 2 days ago, okay, I think on the 24th, a guy from Newsweek over in Pakistan Newsweek. This guy tweeted some disgusting, heinous stuff about how child molestation is never going to go away. It'll make a comeback even if we clean it up, and it leads to good art, which is good. That's what the guy said. I mean, what's wrong with you, dude? What's wrong with you? You know? And so he says that stuff about child molestation, child trafficking, and then Newsweek gets raided like that day, or later that day, or the next day, or something. So Newsweek's going down. I imagine CNN is going down, and I wouldn't be surprised if it spills over into MSNBC. But it could be other major news organizations. It could be the Washington Post. It could be the New York Times. So we'll see. Oh, there we go. State secrets illegally being passed to non-state entities through these organizations. 2 of biggest. One is a paper, one is a news show. I'm just going to guess. Okay, my guess is this. My guess is the newspaper is the Washington Times, which is owned by Bezos, which contracted to the dirty CIA. And then the other one is a news show, which I think is CNN. And CNN is contracted with the CIA to sow government propaganda, which is now legal. I think it was legal as of 2011 to do that again. So, interesting stuff. 25, confirmed. True pundit story about FBI techs regarding physically harming the president. FBI is toast. And major house cleaning will occur similar to what happened with the CIA. FBI may not be able to survive this. If you don't know about True Pundit, I think this is Thomas 1774 Payne on Twitter. That Twitter feed is fantastic. It's amazing. Okay, you couldn't do better than to go look at True Pundit. 26. Christopher Wray threatening to walk out on FBI sessions is fake news. Disinfo is necessary. I've been saying this from the get-go. Okay, these people can't just come out and say what they're doing, even if what they're doing is exactly what we want them to do, because they're playing a game. And there's a lot of people on the other side of the chessboard trying to keep them from accomplishing what we want them to accomplish. So I know they dropped this stuff, that whole thing about Sessions and Trump not getting along. They're at each other's throats. He's ready to fire him. That's fake news. Mueller investigating Trump, going after Trump. That's fake news. And it's all designed by the Trump cabinet. The Trump cabinet is putting out fake news to keep people off the scent. So some trusted, quote-unquote trusted journalists that patriots listen to are deliberately fed disinfo to keep the scent off the main trail. So if you there it is right there, refrain from roasting these journalists, this being done on purpose. Unfortunately, we're all pawns in the game at this point. Me as much as you. And them. Nobody knows at this point. Nobody knows what's going to go on. No one knows what's happening except for the people doing it. And that's probably the way it's going to be until you see some indictments come down. Number 27. Trey Gowdy is playing his role. And that's good to hear because I have began to become skeptical about Trey Gowdy. He seems like a barking dog at the end of his leash. But he's playing his role. Mueller's investigation is legit, and he's trying to be honest. Get away from paradigm on who is good versus bad. Find out who can get leveraged. None of this is a current threat. It's being released now because it's past tense. So they've already cleaned all this stuff up, and I think that's a good point. I think there's a lot of good people who get forced to do bad things, because of something they did in the past. Dirt has a way of sticking. 28. McCabe is in a black site in the lower 48th singing somewhere in the continental U.S. Black site is a place that exists that's not supposed to exist, if you didn't know that. He's no longer in Gitmo. But he's not getting the witness protection treatment. So, from what I heard, McCabe was the worst of the worst, or one of the worst of the worst. It looks like he got tortured. It looks like he did go to Guantanamo Bay, which a lot of people were saying. All those flights to Guantanamo Bay, he was on one of them. 29. McCabe did not enjoy his Gitmo visit, which is why he's singing and no longer there. Yeah, well, waterboarding is fairly effective, I'm willing to bet. He's bad news. We are starting to let words out that is preparing the public. Treason, secret society, memo will confirm what most red-pilled people already know. So if you're watching this, you're a red-pilled person, I would imagine. You need to get one of your blue pill friends to start watching this content. Go pick one of these YouTubers that's making videos or one of these texts like this and just forward it to somebody. Because if they voted for Clinton in the last election, if they were two-term voters for Obama, I voted for Obama the first election. I'll be the first one to admit it. It was Obama versus McCain. McCain is not getting my vote, okay? But when he ran versus Romney, after the first term, I was like, oh crap, I see where this is going, And then I voted for Romney. I couldn't help it. I didn't want to, but he just seemed like the better opportunity. But if you know anybody who's been, all about Obama and voted for Clinton, they're going to have a crisis of identity when this stuff gets leaked out or when it finally hits the airwaves. They won't want to believe it. There's going to be mass unrest. It's going to be everywhere, but I think it's going to blow over. I think blue is going to turn purple and purple is going to turn red. So that's my take on it. I hope you got something out of this. Please like and subscribe. I keep trying to make these videos, so if you want to see something, if I've missed something, I don't want to overlap with other YouTubers. I think that there's no sense in making 15 videos about, the current Q drop or whatever it is the moment for today is. So I'm taking a different approach. I'm trying to point out some stuff that I think is being missed. I'm also trying to provide some general overview, summary, and background to some of this stuff. But if my style isn't what you think a friend of yours might get drawn to, go look at Anti-School, maybe Unirock. He's kind of into games. Dustin Nemos is pretty much dominating the search for QAnon on YouTube. So these are all good people to go look at. So pick somebody that you think your buddy might connect with and get him involved, man, because this is going to happen one way or the other. And I would like to see it happen without some kind of civil war on the streets of the United States. So say your prayers, be thankful for what you got, keep paying attention, keep up the good fight.